First things first, I don't like the title of this movie. Argyle is so hard to spell. Why isn't there a U in it? ARGYLLE. ARGYLLE. And on top of that, this movie spells it with an extra L. Do they justify it? Yes. But fuck that shit. I don't like it. As far as the Argyle pattern goes, I'm indifferent. Give me another 30 years and I'll probably rock that shit no sweat. I just hate the word itself. It's not easy to say and the spelling sucks. It's almost like the name Rory. Rory. What an awful name. If there's any Rorys out there, fuck you. Okay. Bryce Dallas Howard is a world-famous author of these spy thriller novels. Little does she know that her books reflect the world of espionage a little too closely. Now the people of that world want some answers from her so they can find themselves a MacGuffin. And since this is a spy movie, the MacGuffin is called The Master File. And the story plays out from there. You know, action, spies, lies, a cat. Bryce Dallas Howard plays this famous author. This woman is such a good actress. Her character has so many stages through this, and she acted her ass off for every single stage. Personally, I found her character very annoying early on, and then I liked her more and more by the end. Her physical performance was way up there too. She kicked ass. Sam Rockwell, I love that man. He's this goofy spy that's protecting Bryce. Bryce Dallas Howard. BDH. We get that standard lovable dancing Sam, and you know what? I'm happy to see it. Actually, my first choice for this type of Rockwell performance is this movie, Mr. Right. He's a lovable assassin, you know? Anna Kendrick's in there. I love that one. The main villain in this is Bryan Cranston as this head of a secret organization, of course. Not the best I've seen from Cranston, but he still showed up. Oh, and Henry Cavill too. He plays Argyle. He's a fictional character. He doesn't have a lot to do. Well, it's pretty stupid. All the elements are here to make a great movie. Great actors, great director, large budget, visually appealing, and great action. It's the story that just didn't do it for me. There's a lot of twists and turns that I found predictable, and when it wasn't predictable, I thought it was just kind of stupid and ridiculous. Yeah, ridiculous. So ridiculous that I often found myself thinking, is this satire? But it's not good enough or funny enough to be satire. You know? If it is satire, it's a very poor attempt at it. I had fun with all the character interactions though, and that's kind of what saves it a little bit for me. There's a lot of great character interactions and a lot of cool creative elements to it. The actors just working off of each other were funnier than the purposeful jokes. The actual jokes were just kind of dumb and cheesy. Way too many jokes with the cat. Like having the cat wink at the camera, that's stupid. 90% of the time the cat's in this backpack, and I'm just thinking that thing has to smell like cat piss, right? This lady smells like cat piss all the time. It's just that overarching story. It feels choppy and poorly written. It kind of feels like a first draft of a script. Yeah. And I expect better from Matthew Vaughn. He has given me so many movies that I go back and watch over and over and over again. And I think for this one, he just dropped the ball. It's just not as tight as his other work. It's loose and lazy at times. Pretty long too. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes. And I think the last 30 minutes is the best stuff. I do like the Argyle fictional story and that fictional world. I like that lore and everything around that. It's cool. She does a couple meet and greets with her fans, and they have action figures and they're wearing merch. I liked all that. That was creative. There's this thing where Bryce Dallas Howard keeps imagining Henry Cavill while Sam Rockwell is fighting. There's these weird transitions between the two, and I get the significance. They just do it too often in too short of bursts. I think the execution of that idea was bad. It was distracting. Still, there were good moments. My favorite part was this entire choreographed fight dance scene. It was a fight, but it was also a dance. I thought that was a blast. Overall, though, I don't think the story stuck the landing. It was just too predictable. So I figured it out, and then I was just waiting for that to happen, and sure enough, it did. This has got to be my least favorite Matthew Vaughn movie, and I hate to say that. It's not horrible. It's just stupid and cheesy as fuck. You don't need to rush and go see it in the theater. It's not this must-see movie, okay? You can wait to watch it at home on TBS or wherever. Okay? See ya! Subscribe! So I think there was like 8 people in this audience, and sure enough, this dude comes in my row, sits 1 seat down from me. I'm like, here we go. Nope, it's this old guy. You know, I gotta like shuffle back and do that awkward interaction where he passes. So he goes 1 seat away, sits down, gets situated, gets his little coat, and puts it over him like a blanket, and then he goes to sleep. And he stayed asleep the entire time. There would be a loud moment, like an explosion or gunshots or action, and I would check on him. I'd be like, no effect, fast asleep. And then the credits hit, I stand up, he wakes up, looks at me, and he says, hey, that was pretty good. Yeah, sure.
Why not?